everyone, and welcome back. So, today we have a snowflake who thinks that misgendering someone is an act of violence. Have you ever heard anything more stupid? Oh well. It's a dirty job, but someone's gotta do it. Anyway, without further ado, here we go. Enjoy!
In 2014, Laverne Cox said that misgendering trans people is an act of violence.
No, it's not. Whatever the hell gave you people that idea? I've said this before and I'm gonna say it again. Violence is when someone walks up to you and punches you in the fucking face.
What's wrong with your face?
Or to put it another way, violence is when a bunch of assholes kidnap you, hold you for 48 hours, beat you up and cut pieces off your head off. The fact that they called him a white fuck while doing it is pretty much inconsequential, don't you think? It's the violence part that people get upset about, you fuckhead.
Since then, she has repeated this statement multiple times, but some people still don't want to believe it.
Yeah, and you're surprised by this? You can tell me that the sky is green and that seashells really are made of gold as many times as you want. I'm still not gonna fucking believe you.
So I thought I'd explain why intentionally misgendering trans people is an act of violence.
Yeah, go ahead, I dare you. I fucking double dare you. Explain to me how using the wrong word is violence.
There's gonna be a judgment day, and it happens to be today.
To get started, we need some definitions. Misgendering is the act of referring to someone by the wrong gender or implying that they are a gender that they are not.
Holy shit, dude. Just seeing you brings up cosmic amounts of comedy. I mean, what the fuck are you? Is tranny a gender? I mean, seriously, don't you think that in a video where you tell people how bad it is to misgender people, you should have fucking told them how to gender ya? You think that might have been a good idea? Ah, fuck it. To me, you look like a tranny, so you're a he. Moving on.
So if you call a boy she or refer to him as a girl, that's misgender.
Actually, it's probably an insult, dumbass.
You can misgender cis people or trans people.
Cis people are those guys from Star Wars, right?
But it's particularly dehumanizing when done to trans people.
Of course it is, because everything is worse when it happens to you.
It's something that basically all trans people have to deal with at some point.
Oh, boo-hoo. Imagine not having any fucking arms. Now that's something to deal with.
Of course, there are times when people intentionally misgender feminine cis boys.
Wait, what? It's against the rules to misgender feminist boys now?
Or masculine cis girls.
Oh, I see what you did there. So it was feminine cis boys. Alright, if you have to string together 3 labels to make your point, you might just be obsessed with labels. Or, you know, retarded.
As a way of trying to reinforce arbitrary gender roles. And that's awful as well.
Why? Because you said so? You're gonna have to work a little harder than that.
But I'm mainly going to be discussing misgendering towards trans people in this video.
Yeah, because fuck normal people, am I right? What? You throw in a fuck white people as well while you're at it.
Violence is a harder thing to define.
Well, there's your problem. You think violence is harder to define than a gazillion Tumblr genders? Fuck. Off. Xer and Z and Z-Heil, those are hard to define. Someone clubbing over the head, not so much.
We're gonna get to the bottom of this. And when I leave here, I'm gonna have somebody's ass in my briefcase.
several dictionaries say that it involves the use of physical force, including the Merriam-Webster and Oxford dictionaries.
And we all know how much you feminists love the dictionary definitions, so I guess we're done here.
However,
I said we're done here.
dictionaries are not intended as all-knowing, unchangeable rulebook. They change and adapt over time as our usage changes.
No, you mean feminist need for a dictionary changes and adapts. I mean, for fuck's sakes, people, after all those thousands of videos where you quoted the goddamn dictionary definition of feminism, and now you have this? Are you fucking kidding me?
They are almost always descriptive rather than prescriptive nowadays.
Apparently only when it suits your fucking agenda, though.
I would argue that their definition of violence is outdated and doesn't encompass all of the forms of violence we recognize today.
Hey, moron! Fucking moron! Violence isn't fucking quantum mechanics, asshole. No matter how high-tech our weapons get, it's still just a matter of one guy clubbing another guy over the head. Or something equivalent. Sometimes the outcome is lethal, sometimes not.
I like to watch.
It's not fucking rocket science, though, and we don't need a whole new word for it every time someone figures out a fancier stick. And we don't need to change the fucking dictionary every time someone figures out a new way to hit someone over the head with a stick. You get it yet?
And the World Health Organization agrees with me.
So the hell what? They're not in charge of words, are they?
In their 2002 World Report on Violence and Health, the WHO defined violence as the intentional use of physical force or power, threatened or actual, against oneself, another person, or against a group or community that either results in or has a high likelihood of resulting in injury, death, psychological harm, maldevelopment, or deprivation.
So the hell what? It could have been defined as a turkey sandwich for all we care. Has it dawned on you that the World Health Organization might have an agenda they'd like to push, and that's why they've made the definition so wide as to include everything? No. Of course it hasn't.
This definition is purposefully broad.
You think?
The WHO recognizes in the report that violence is culturally influenced and varies widely across the globe.
Well, I think you may have found their agenda, idiot.
With some people see as violence, others may not.
Yeah, war is peace, freedom is slavery, and ignorance is strength. You see, if people can't even say what they mean, then how can they mean what they say? And if they can't mean what they say, then what they say doesn't really matter. And neither does their votes.
However, in an effort to fight violence worldwide, this is the definition that the WHO came up with, and it explicitly includes non-physical forms of violence.
Well, you see, then you're not just fighting violence, you're fighting thought crime.
They say physical force or power, and they note that power isn't necessarily physical. It includes all types of societal power imbalances.
There already is a word for that. Coercion, or extortion. It's kind of like how every time you don't rob a liquor store, it's kind of because the government is coercing you not to do it because you know they will respond with violence if you do. However, with your definition, that would absolutely be classified as a violent crime. The governmental exercise of power, that is, not your robbing the liquor store. Which is ludicrous.
Plus, their definition definition states that violence doesn't have to result in physical injury or death. Instead, it can result in psychological harm.
Well, seeing as how butthurt you were about the election, I guess voting is an act of violence then too, huh?
Given that this is the definition that experts on the topic of violence have come up with,
Oh, okay, so these experts on violence, are they like MMA or boxing?
I would argue that it's a much better and more effective definition than the one currently listed in most dictionaries.
No, really, asshole. You think you bitching about the definition of some word is gonna help you from getting misgendered, Trini boy?
Therefore, violence does include psychological violence.
Oh, no. Please, lady, you don't understand. You don't know what you're doing here.
And misgendering a trans person is absolutely an act of psychological violence.
You're just saying that to make me happy, aren't you, fuckboy?
If you still, for some reason, have a problem calling it violence, then call it aggression or abuse or whatever you want.
I call it bullshit. Happy now?
The point is, it's a bad thing that we shouldn't do. Ask any trans person and they can tell you how awful being misgendered makes them feel.
Okay, how about putting some makeup on that Adam's apple then, huh?
It's a way of invalidating
Just so we're clear, I was not continually calling Undoomed Vanessa in this video to insult him or to be transphobic or anything like that. I think my point was more the way I see it. Misgendering someone after you know their gender identity, the pronouns they use, to me it's like calling someone by the wrong name, and then when they correct you, just continually calling them by the name you called them. It's just being an asshole. It's like, and you don't have to do that. It's like, these things with non-binary people or with trans people, it's new to people. It's new to a lot of people, but you know, dealing with new things with humility and grace is part of being a grown-up. So, excuse the phrase, but just kind of suck it up. Suck it up and do better. That's all for this video. And as always, peace, love, stay hydrated, and all that.